In the early 1880s, the young pharmacist by the name of Wade Morrison was working at a drugstore in rural Retreat, Virginia. The drugstore was owned by a local physician, a rather stern man, but a fair employer, and Wade was in love with his daughter. Young Wade Morrison, irredeemably infatuated, would arrive early at church every Sunday, just so that he could stand at the door when she walked inside. Passing her house, Wade always strolled slowly, hoping for a glimpse of his beloved, or perhaps even a wave should she be sitting on the front porch. Wade Morrison racked his lovesick brain for a way to get and to hold the attention of his employer's lovely young daughter. And when one day she came into the drugstore, it all happened quite naturally. He said, "Good afternoon," and she smiled and answered the same. Young Wade stepped behind the soda fountain and proudly announced that he'd been experimenting and had invented a special soda just for her, artfully combining a variety of flavors. He prepared the delightful concoction, and she, blushing, said that she was flattered. And so Wade's one-way romance blossomed into a mutual one. He asked her if he might call on her, and happily she granted his request, and within weeks their relationship intensified. He was about to propose when the whole world caved in on top of Wade Morrison. The girl's father, Wade's employer, came into the drugstore one morning. He said that he wanted to have a word with a young pharmacist. "I'll get right to the point," he said. "I don't want you to see my daughter anymore." And then the stern old physician explained his reason, that his little girl was too young to make up her own mind. And then he added a rather cruel postscript that was, when his daughter was old enough, surely she would have the good sense to entertain a more worthy suitor, a lawyer perhaps, or should she be so lucky, a respected physician like her father. The next day, the unhappy young pharmacist packed up his things and left rural Retreat, Virginia, forever. He went west, never to return. Brokenhearted, Wade Morrison went to Austin, Texas, and then finally settled in Waco. And eventually he owned his own drugstore there. Wade became respected in his community, and he happily married a homegrown Texas girl. His life in the West proved to be even more rewarding than it could have ever been elsewhere. And strangely, he owed it all to that stern old Virginia physician who had refused to have him for a son-in-law. It was appropriate then that the most popular soda invented and served in Wade Morrison's drugstore, the soda that he had first concocted for his first long-lost love, was named after his boyhood employer, the father of his first love, the man whose callous disapproval ultimately drove him to success, a success he otherwise would never have known. And so it was not just a made-up name, as everybody thought. There was really a stubborn old Virginia physician named Dr. Pepper. And that is how the beverage, not a cola and not a root beer, made up of 23 separate flavors mixed by Wade Morrison, Dr. Pepper, came to be. First marketed in 1904, still to this day, it is the fourth highest selling carbonated soft drink in the United States, generating $12 billion annually and still growing. So, what success lessons can we take away from Wade's epic hero's journey? I think a few. Number one, often your adversity is your advantage. Getting rejected and told that he was not good enough by Dr. Pepper was the shock paddles to Wade's chest, to jump him into action, to pick up and move out of rural Retreat, Virginia, which still only has a population of 1,500, and go west to seek his own success. Wade transformed his emotional pain into a positive force, his failure into fuel. His adversity became his advantage. The lesson for you is, when adversity strikes, smile and use it as a catalyst for renewed action. See your challenges not as roadblocks, but as springboards. And number two, with this renewed vigor surging through your veins, as Frank Sinatra said, the best revenge is massive success. Legend is uncertain whether Wade named his special concoction after Dr. Pepper to honor the man who gave him his first job and the father of his first love, or Wade named his special concoction after Dr. Pepper as a big flying middle finger to the man who rejected him as a son-in-law and said he wasn't good enough for the woman he loved. Oh, and how it must have burned the butt of Dr. Charles Pepper to see his name become famous, but not profit a dollar, since he had wrongly judged the young pharmacist who once stood under his employ. So, my Darren Daily friends, who would you like to honor or give a big flying finger to, either motive is fine, for rejecting you or telling you that you weren't good enough? Tell us in the comments below and be an encourager to someone else. Share this Darren Daily with others to remind them A, adversity is your advantage if you use it, and B, the best revenge is massive success.